I'm here to tell a ghost story, actually. So, um, here we go.
Yeehaw!
There's a cowboy in the room. There is a cowboy with a cat in the room.
Yeah!
Hello, Farmer Bill.
Mr. Tim.
Hello, Darth Vader. Oh, Lord, what have you done to the cat here?
What I've done is put a hat over his head.
Oh, you've scared him to death. His little heart's going 95 miles an hour.
What do you have to say about this?
He says, call PETA, call PETA.
Oh, there's Bob.
Alright, so
There's Bob.
I'm going to tell a ghost story, and Sam is going to sit here with me while I tell it because this one involves him. So let me get this.
About the entire story, too.
Yep. So my book, The Maple House, chronicles a time that we lived in a haunted house here in Irvin in Estill County, and some really spooky and bad things that happened while we lived there. Now, a lot of people will read the book and say, oh, it was just bad luck, or none of those events were paranormal, and everybody goes through a rough period. And that's true. I mean, you can say that about a lot of the things that happened there. I'm going to move the camera a little closer. I think that's better. There are some things that happened, though, that definitely can't be written off as bad luck.
Yeah.
Right. So Sam was little. He was a toddler when we lived there. Sam, we moved out when he was 4. So he lived there. He doesn't have a lot of memories about the house. But towards the end, a lot of really weird things started happening that we couldn't explain, and some of them were scary. He had a bedroom next door to us. We were connected by a bathroom, but you could also go out in the hallway and get to his room just in a matter of seconds. Step out our door and right into his. And our bed faced the door, so I could actually lay in bed and see his bedroom door. Well, one night I was in bed asleep, and I heard something woke me up. I don't know what it was, but some noise woke me up. And when I opened my eyes, there was a big ball of light in the room, and it bounced around the room. I watched it. I mean, it was like it was floating, and it bounced around the room, one corner to the next. It was a perfect circle. It was a perfect ball. Now, we lived up on top of a mountain. There were no street lamps. There were no outside lights. There were no cars. I mean, we were out in the middle of nowhere. So there was no way this could have been a headlight, reflecting through the windows. I laid there and I watched the light for a few minutes, mostly thinking, this is weird, this is odd. But then as I watched, it was like it was looking for something. It finally zoomed in on a family picture that was on the wall straight in front of me. It was me, Pete, and Sam in the picture. It moved around on the faces for a few seconds, and then it honed in right on Sam's face. I mean, it illuminated his face so that it glowed in the dark room. And that scared me. And then just as fast as it did that, it bounced off, shot through our door, went around the corner into Sam's room, and I heard a shriek from Sam. So I jumped out of the bed, and I ran in there, and when I got to his room, he was sitting up in his bed, and there was what looked like fog or mist in the floor. I will never forget that. I picked him up and I brought him to bed with us. And then this happened. You want to help me tell this story?
Yeah.
Okay.
While you were asleep,
Mm-hmm.
I sat up and I saw a person that looked like me grown up standing in the corner.
Yeah, he woke up and he said, "Mommy," and I raised up and I saw him sitting up staring into the corner. I said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Who's that bad man over there?" And I said, well, honey, I don't see a man there. You had that bad man. Who's that bad man? And, I mean, he was wide awake. I thought he was dreaming at first, but he wasn't dreaming. He was awake. And we sat there and talked about this, for a good 2 or 3 minutes. Like, do you still see him? Yeah, he's still there. He's standing in the corner. Well, what's he doing? I don't know. He's just watching me. I said, did he wake you up? Yeah, he woke me up, but I don't know who that bad man is. So I woke Pete up. I was like, Pete, wake up, wake up. Sam says he can see somebody standing in the corner. And Pete didn't say anything either, and we continued to talk to Sam about it, and finally I go, can you describe the man? Can you tell me what he looks like? And Sam goes, well, he looks a little bit like me. And for some reason, that scared me. It was such an odd reply to a ghost, saying he looked like him. I mean, maybe somebody on TV, or maybe somebody he knows, or a monster, but to say, for a 3-year-old to say he looks a lot like me really creeped me out. And it did Pete too, who's not necessarily a believer in these things. When Pete got up and turned the lamp on and there was nobody there. But it was a long time before we were able to go back to sleep that night. Have you seen anything like that since?
No.
No. Neither have I. You haven't done that since either.
No, I used to have night terrors.
You did. You had night terrors. He's sick right now. Alright, so that's our ghost story, and you got it around his neck. So that's our ghost story, and we will be back later to tell you some more.
Yeah.
So, good night.
Good.